So, good evening to everyone, to all of my sections in BSIS first year. Tonight, I'll be recording Lesson 6, the Western and Eastern Concepts of Self. And bago ang lahat, binabati ko kayo ng isang masayang Sabado. Anyway, sa totoo lang guys, I find it difficult to make a video record of my lesson because I'm quite self-conscious when it comes to recording recording yung ganyan po, no? Kasi mapapanood ng lahat and madali makita kapag merong mga mistakes or something. Sa totoo nga lang, ayoko sana mag-open cam but siguro din ako mag-open cam mamaya para hindi ako ma-conscious baka mamaya kasi i- i-post nyo no, habang nakapikit ako, nakanganga, tapos i-screenshot nyo. Pag ginawa nyo yun, talagang yayakapin ko kayo sa leeg ng mahigpit. Anyway, ganito kasi yan, no? Not all of my sections are the same when it comes to the lessons finished because of a lot of class suspension, then may mga holidays. But anyway, I'll be providing this to all of my 8 sections, no? Para nasa inyo na po yung panonoorin niyo pa ulit kung na-discuss ko na like with my section 1 and section 5. And for the rest, it will be good, no? I encourage na mapanood nyo because I'll try to explain this as quick and as simple as I can para hindi humaba masyado yung aking i-record. So, I think mag-stop video muna ako, no? Para makafocus din ako. Okay, mamaya magbubukas na lang ulit ako. Okay, anyway, lesson 6, the Western and Eastern concepts of self. Yung nasa picture, tinatanong ko talaga yan kung naka-actual face-to-face po tayo. So on the right side, on your right side, kung pinapanood nyo to, that will be Buddha. And then on the left side, sabi ng mga students ko, was Aristotle. Honestly, hindi ko na maalala kasi I think 3 years ago ko pa to ginawa, tong PowerPoint ko. And I think hindi ko na uli siya na-edit pa yung mga design kasi maayos naman. So I think Aristotle nga yan kasi nakapangalumba pa raw. Anyway, moving on muna tayo. So introduction po. So this chapter deals with the Western and Eastern concepts of self and how they differ and agree on a certain perspective. The self's Western conceptualization is divided into 3 periods of historical development. The self's Eastern concepts are presented based on the 4 great systems of Eastern thought: Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. So let me just explain partly yung introduction. So ang may expect nyo pong i-discuss ko, no, moving on later, unang-una sa West, meron kasi siyang tinatawag na historical development. Meaning to say, if you, pupulol tuloy ako, pambira, oh. If we are gonna trace it back, way back in time, papaano ba na-explain ang self way back in time? Kung maglo-look back kayo sa ating mga lesson 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, magsimula ka kay lesson 1. So, dun pa lang po malalaman nyo na yung sagot. And by the way, I forgot to say, no, mas importante pala na dapat sinabi ko kanina, when we say West, if you look at the map, it could be anywhere from Europe going to the left. So kasama syempre Amerika doon. If you are gonna say East, so a bigger part of Europe again, and then going to the East. Usually nga ang tawag dyan Oriental pag East. So pag sinabi nating West, kasama dyan syempre yung mga Greek philosophers, modern philosophers, lalo na kung hindi naman sila Asian. So may clue na kayo, no, kung ano yung Western concept, kung ano yung usual na pananaw. Kasama na dyan si Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Then isama na natin yung sa psychological po, si Carl Rogers, Sigmund Freud, and Erik Erikson. Plus yung mga modern philosophers pala bago ko makalimutan, no? Saint Augustine, John Locke, and pambihira, nakalimutan ko yung huli, no? And I think Sigmund Freud, no? Nandoon na naman si Sigmund Freud kung di ako nagkakamali. Kung may nakalimutan man ako, pagpasensyahan niyo na, no? Tao lang po ako. Di ako perpektong tao. Sabi ko nga sa isang section ko, si Sir, pag pinakain, hindi ako perpekto eh. Tao lang. Pag pinakain niyo ako ng panis na sinangag, magtatai po ako, sasakit ang aking tiyan. Anyway, going back. So yun nga, if you're gonna trace back way back in time, yung self was explained as what? Simple as soul. Yung soul daw is the equivalent of the self. So it was that basic way back in time. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, as we move forward sa ating mga lesson, lalo na nung lesson 2, medyo mas nag-progress ng konti at mas na-expound. So mamaya ko na po siya i-elaborate pa. Then on the other hand, kapag sinabi naman po nating Eastern concept, basically, ang pinaka-foundation ng Eastern concept of self ay nakabase sa Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. Yung apat po na yon. Yung apat na yon, I could just call them the four great system of Eastern thought. Or mas maikli, para hindi ako mabulol, no? Kung papaulit-ulitin ko, sasabihin lahat yan. Eastern thought. When you say thought, it is another word for philosophy. Eastern philosophy. Okay? Any question? Yes, anong question mo? Ha? Hack dog. Okay, sige, move forward tayo. Next. So ito po yung mga topics to be discussed. Western concept of self. There are four aspects nga. Then the historical development, which I have just mentioned earlier. Then the Eastern concept of self. Ayan na po yung four grade system or the Eastern thought. Then the dichotomy of Western and Eastern conceptions of self. Doon po sa topic number 3, when we say dichotomy of Western and Eastern, dyan po natin makita yung something na about a single topic or single thing na pwedeng nahahati sa dalawa. So, in a nutshell, ano lang po siya? Comparison side by side kung ano yung Western and Eastern. Okay po? So I hope malinaw yung aking boses. No? Ito kasi yung pinaka-issue ko rin. Baka mamaya nire-record ko to. Then, after recording nung pinanood ko, excuse me, wala pala akong audio. But anyway, I hope meron. Next. So Western concept of self. So there are four aspects of the Western concept of self. Unang-una, by the way, no, para madali nyo na maunawaan to. When you say aspects, yan yung bumubuo. Yan yung mga bagay na madali mong maunawaan at masabi na, ay, ayun pala yung pinag-uusapan. Mga aspeto. So pag sinabi nating Western concept or pananaw ng sarili or self, itong apat na aspeto na to ay hindi mawawala. So itong apat na aspeto rin na to ay kabaliktaran ng kung ano ang Eastern concept of self. Number 1, Western self as analytic, monotheistic, excuse me, and then last one, materialistic and rationalistic. So number 1, when you say Western self as analytic, ayan po yung mga meaning ha. Papakita ko na lahat, then I will just try to explain it. Ang Western po kasi, they are more of analytical, something that could be explained. For example, when you say emphasis on the causal links, yun nasa second bullet po, meaning to say, there is a cause and effect sa mga pangyayari, sa mga ina-explain, no? Sa mga situation. It is never gonna be through belief only or through faith or through, we could say, mga superstitious beliefs, which is ganun po yung nasa Eastern concept. Next, Western self as monotheistic. When you say mono, means one, meaning one, di ba? Pag poly, meaning more than one. So monotheistic, so it is a belief in one supreme being coexisting with the universe, condenses the supernatural and human capabilities into bipolarity. Bipolarity meaning duality, no? Pagiging dalawa lagi ng mga bagay-bagay of both qualities of existence. So is it true that in Western self, they o- they only believe in one supreme being. Yung supreme being na yan, hindi natin alam kung ano pa, di ba? Kasi wala naman in-specify of kung anong klaseng religion. But I do believe that the Western self is monotheistic. Isa lang ang kanilang pinaniniwala ang supreme being. Whereas in the Eastern concept, if you would take, for example, Hinduism pa lang po, ang dami na nilang mga Diyos. Like si Shiva, I think isa na si Brahma, etc. etc. So marami. Hindi nga lang yun eh. Sabi ng estudyante ko from section 1, I think that was, kung maalala yung pangalan, I think si Apolonio Galing, no? Sabi niya doon, oh, special mention, A. Sabi niya, like for example, they praise the God of harvest. Di ba? Harvest. Yung sa ano, pananim. Kung saan nagsasacrifice sila para sa Diyos na yan. God of harvest pa lang yun. Marami pang ibang mga Diyos-Diyosan yan. Anyway, so ano yung mga example, sir, ng mga bipolarity or pagiging dual, no, ng mga bagay-bagay? So, for example, there will always be the positive and negative or the opposite of one another. Beautiful, ugly, kind, cruel, etc. etc. Some example also is kung may katawan, merong soul, may love, lust, sinner, saint, etc. Next, Western self as individualistic. Ito, um, if you would still remember our topic in lesson 4 sa anthropological perspective of the self, um, meron tayong certain and specific topic doon na napag-usapan yung egocentric and sociocentric. So when you say egocentric, ayan yung paniniwala that we are autonomous, we are um, driven for personal growth, etc. Sinabi naman natin sociocentric, ayan yung being relational, no, with the community or with the society. So, egocentric is also individualistic. Ayan din yun. Kaya nga kung maalala nyo, example natin ng egocentric self sa lesson 4 was America. So, nag-explain ako noon, di ba? Nagbigay ako ng example. So, Western self as individualistic. Sabi, it exhibits the coexistence of favorable and unfavorable condition inherent in personal freedom. So, Western self kasi, they believe that individuals are capable of personal freedom. Like they are capable of personal growth. Ayan din yung explain ni Carl Rogers dun sa ating lesson 5 sa psychological perspective of the self, where an individual is driven for self-actualization. So, bakit sinasabing merong favorable, maganda, and unfavorable, hindi kaaya-aya na maaring mangyari dahil sa pagkakaroon ng personal freedom? So, try to analyze, di ba? If you have personal freedom, we are driven to do what we think is best for us sa ating sarili. And not all the time we'll be able to achieve that. So because of that, sabi nga rito, individual freedom provides self-fulfillment opportunities. Totoo naman yon, no? If you are driven, no? And you believe that you are autonomous and independent. Pero malaki rin yung um, posibilidad, no? Posibilidad na ikaw ay ma-frustrate. Why would you be frustrated? So, syempre, if you do not achieve something, it could cause to frustration. And that is true. Lalong-lalo na kapag hindi natin siya agad na-achieve. Wait lang po mabilis lang. May bubuksan ko lang yung pinto. So, ayun, no? Ayun. Pasensya na sa ilang segundong naantala. Kala ko kasi may dumating na Shopee. Anyway, next number tayo. Yan. Number 4, Western self as materialistic and rationalistic. Sa Western self, they believe that they focus more on material things and they favor rational and empirical approach. Pag sinabi niyo pong empirical, usually na-encounter ang word na empirical sa mga research. Sinabing empirical, it is based on observation and experience. Sa Eastern, they are more on magical and superstitious explanation of immaterial things. Next, so for the summary of everything, ito po ang sinabi ni David Ho. According to him, the Western self is individualistic or egocentric that is deeply aware of its uniqueness, sense of direction, purpose, and volition. When you say volition, nakalagay na po dyan, we have the capability of will and choice. The self is also seen as an entity distinct from other selves, meaning to say we are unique. Yun nga po yung sinasabi. And we possess a sense of personal control. I would just like to emphasize a little bit on this, no? Sa Eastern self po kasi mamaya maiintindihan nyo at malalaman nyo na they do not emphasize yung selfhood na tinatawag. And hindi sila naniniwala na merong sense of self. Because, sabi nga natin kanina, the reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng frustration, anxiety ang mga tao because yung ating sense of personal freedom. Naniniwala tayo na we have this independence, no, to seek for personal growth. Sa Eastern kasi, iniiwasan po yan. Next. So ito naman po, I think I'll just go through this very quickly lang. Ano lang naman po to, table of how the progress in the development of the concept of self happened sa Western. So, stage 1, pre-Christian times. When you say pre-Christian times, so syempre bago pa yan, pinanganak si Jesus Christ, di ba? BCE until mag-1850. So, lesson 1 po ito. Kaya nga sabi dito, way back in time, ang philosophical and theological concept of the self was only about soul and mind. Totoo naman, yan lang yung explanation before ng mga Greek philosophers and ng mga quite modern ng onte. Sila René Descartes, di ba? Katulad po ni René Descartes, dito sa second bullet, siya yung nagsabi ng mind and body dualism. Next, so did it stay that way na puro concept of soul self lang ang merong explanation? Hindi naman po. Because during 1850 to 1940, nagkaroon na po ng pag-progress. By the way, no, yung psychology po, before, it was, paano ko ba sasabihin to? Nakahalo pa siya sa philosophy. But later on, it branched out to become a separate discipline. So going back, 1850 to 1940, nagkaroon na po ng experimental psychology. So meaning to say, nagkaroon na ng mas malawak at mas varied na pwedeng pagkuwanan ng opinion and other facts, no? Para pagbasihan ng kanilang explanation or concept of self. So, sabi nga dito, it led to a change in emphasis from abstract to something that is more observable. So, pag sinabi nating abstract, hindi siya hindi natin siya pwede ma-describe physically. Like, for example, yung mga concepts ng soul and mind. Ano ba yung soul? Diba? We can just describe it in a way that it is the self daw. Pero ano siya? Is it something na the shape of a human being? Kasi soul, di ba? Pag inisip natin kaluluwa is parang tao din, shape ng soul. Is it like an orb of light? How about the mind, di ba? Paano mo i-describe ang mind? Yung mind sa Tagalog is kaisipan. So it is abstract. So it transitioned from being abstract to something that is more observable and measurable because of the establishment ng mga experiment. Next, I think last one to, no? Last one pero may karugtong yan, A, B, C, and D ito eh. So 1940 to present, nagkaroon na rin ng mga sociological and psychological theories. Like for example, di ba nagkaroon tayo ng lesson na sociological perspective of the self, psychological perspective of the self. Not only that, ito pa. At present, marami na pong iba't iba pang mga naghalo, no, ng mga concept. Nadagdag pa yung anthropologist, psychologist, philosopher, linguist, at marami pang iba na naglalayon na ma-explain nila sa kanilang sariling perspective of what is the self. So again, ito po yung historical development. Next, Eastern concept of self. So in the East, philosophy and religion are twisted together. Meaning to say, if you would analyze yung four major Eastern religion, sila ay mako-consider as religion and philosophy at the same time. Meaning to say, um, hindi lang siya nagiging way of life nila at hindi lang din siya yung nagiging perspective nila on how one is, but both, no? Maliban sa may sinasamba silang Diyos at naniniwala silang ito yung mga tinuro nun, at the same time, it is their philosophy. Yang Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism, they are, yung philosophy and religion po ay twisted or magkasama po sa kanila. Next. So itong apat po na nabanggit ko, marami silang pagkakaiba-iba, no, when it comes to their perspective and explanation of what is the self and how it develops. Pero pare-parehas po silang nag-agree na wala pong selfhood na tinatawag. More or less, naniniwala sila that an individual uh, is more of a sociological organism. So they are more communal and relational self kung tinatawag. So mamaya po mas maintindihan yun. Ito po, itong slide na to, the self in four great systems of Eastern thought. Meron lang ako ipapakita dapat kasi dito, no, kung face-to-face class to, ng mga symbols ng iba't ibang religion, no, ng Eastern, napapahulaan ko dapat sa students. Like for this one. Sige, tingnan nyo muna kung malalaman nyo bago ko ilipat sa next slide. So this one represents ang Eastern religion ng Buddhism. Pero hindi yan symbol ng Buddhism. Isa lang yan sa kanilang mga symbol. It represents the Eightfold Path. Kaya nga 8 po yan. Or the Wheel of Dharma. Next. Ito ang pinakasikat sa lahat, no? Napiprint pa yan sa mga design ng t-shirt. So ito naman, syempre, alam nyo na, Taoism yan. And it is the yin and yang. Yin and yang represents dualism. Meaning to say, laging merong opposite forces, good and bad. Meron din mga complementary forces, no, na bagay sa isa't isa. Ito naman po, Hinduism. So it's the symbol of Om. O-M. O-M or the Om represents the ultimate reality or yung kanila pala, no, kanilang consciousness. And last one, syempre, yung hindi pa natin nababanggit dyan, Confucianism. Kung medyo may background po kayo sa Confucianism, lalo na yung mga avatar, mahilig sila, no? They give importance dun sa mga elements, mga elemental, like for example, air, wind, fire, water, earth yata, no? Kasama yung earth. So ito pinaka-symbol natin dyan sa Confucianism is the symbol of water. Water represents calmness and serenity. Okay, moving on. By the way, guys, ito pala pag in-explain ko yung mga perspective ng bawat Eastern thought, I won't dwell so much about yung pinaka-detail niya. Kasi if you want to really learn yung mga details and the ins and outs po ng mga ina-explain dyan, masyado masalimuot. Hindi kakayanin ng 1.5 oras na pag-explain, no? Kakailanganin yan isang subject talaga. Mag-aral ka ng theology. Anyway, sa Hinduism muna tayo. Dito sa Hinduism, what I want to focus on is, unang-una ito na po, ito. So sa Hinduism, they believe in the law of karma. And it is considered as the most important doktrina. So alam naman natin yung karma, di ba? Ang sabi daw, yung ating mga action, mapamaganda ito, mabuti, masama, or hindi kaaya-aya, will somehow determine the outcome ng buhay ng isang tao. Kung ikaw daw ay mabuti, ikaw ay bibiyayaan or marirewardan. And then the opposite, if you do bad things, you'll be punished. So, tinanong ko talaga to sa mga estudyante ko, no? Na-discuss ko to sa section 1 and section 5. So shout out sa section 1 and section 5. So sabi nila, sir, yeah, I believe in karma. Pero kung i-analyze mo talaga, hindi siya pwedeng pang Western eh. Kasi sa Western, it has to be observable, something that could be measured and rational. Yung karma kasi, how does it happen? Pag tinanong kayo, no, how does it happen? So, ibig sabihin, pag may ginawa ka masama ngayon, how would you observe and follow the sequence na ikaw ay mapaparusahan? Parang ganun ba? Pero kung ako tatanungin, I somehow, no, siguro 50% or 60% believe in karma. Yung isang estudyante ko nga, naalala ko, no, kung napapanood mo man to ngayon, sabi niya, pag ikaw, sir, nabuhay ka ng mabuti at naging mabuting tao ka, nagiging mabuti rin ang pakikitungo nila sa'yo. So yun yung masasabi nating madaling makita agad na parang law of karma. Kasi pag mabuti ka nga naman, ay di syempre mabuti rin ang pakikitungo sa'yo talaga ng iba. Pero yung mga tipo ng karma na katulad nito, like napakabait mong tao, tapos ang karma mo kunyari after ilang taon is na-promote ka sa trabaho, paano mo naman i-connect yun, di ba? How? So yun po. Anyway, another thing about Hinduism is that, ay teka, balik ko muna to. Dagdag ko lang sa karma, no? Um, yung karma ng isang tao is siya lang ang responsible. Meaning to say, hindi siya nata-transfer. Hindi siya pwedeng i-course through no, sa ibang tao. Like, ang sama mong tao, nung ikaw ay nabubuhay, ipapasa mo yun sa anak mo. So, kung siya yung masama, then siya lang yung makakaranas ng karma. And other than that, pero teka lang muna, ako ay nauuhaw. Parang ang Diyos, di ba nauuhaw din? Sabi niya, I am thirsty, iinom muna ako. Yon, they believe in the principle of reincarnation. So, yung reincarnation mo po will be based on the life you live. So, kasama yung karma doon, di ba? So, kunyari, mabait kang tao, pwedeng pag nabuhay ka muli, baka mabuhay ka na nasa isang successful na tao. Pag naging masama ka naman, pwedeng pag nabuhay kang muli, maging sa lagubang ka, no? Tapos tatalian ka ng sinulid sa may sungay niya, tapos papaikot-paikutin ka, papaliparin ka. Okay, moving on. Ito po yung nabanggit din natin kanina. Sa Western, they are monotheistic. Sa Eastern, they are polytheistic. Katulad po niya, no? Ang daming iba't ibang mga Diyos. May creator na si Brahma, Vishnu the preserver, and the last one, si Shiva the destroyer. Next, Buddhism. So ang founder po ng Buddhism is si Siddhartha Gautama. Excuse me. Excuse me. He is also known as Buddha. My dear students, please take note ng kanyang spelling kasi malamang sa malamang lalabas yan sa exam. Tapos identification pa, no? Tingnan nyo na lang ang kanyang spelling. The root word of Buddhism is Buddha, meaning to be awake. When you say to be awake, it doesn't only imply that ikaw ay gising. Hindi lang literally, no? To be awake is to imply that you open your eyes. And opening your eyes would lead to more understanding about your own self and the world. According to their teachings, lahat daw ng tao ay merong tinatawag na seed of enlightenment. Ibig sabihin, lahat daw ay merong potential to be a Buddha. Alam niyo na yung Buddha, di ba? Yan yung usually na kapag may kamag-anak ka na galing yata ng Japan, pag uwi niya, meron siyang dala niyan, yung naka-Indian seat na mataba. Tapos parang mahaba yung pinakaano ng tenga, no? So, ulitin ko lang, everyone has the potential to be a Buddha, but it needs the seed needs to be nurtured. When you say nurtured, it should be developed or cultivated. So for the following slides, I have here some of their principles like yung tinatawag nilang Four Noble Truths. Dito sa Four Noble Truths ng Buddhism, may emphasize dito yung pagiging different nila sa Western concept. So, ito po. Sabi sa Four Noble Truths, number 1, life is suffering or ang buhay daw natin ay puno ng pagdurusa. So, yung pagdurusa daw na yon, sabi sa number 2, ay nagmumula sa ating pagnanais, no, ng mga iba't ibang bagay. Or in other words, suffering is caused by attachment to desires. Anong klase mga desire? Like for example, if you would be comparing it side by side sa Western concept, sabi sa Western concept, individuals have the capacity for personal growth. So when you believe that you have the capacity for personal growth, automatic you would be desiring and aspiring for a lot of things na taliwas sa sinasabi sa Buddhism. Once na mag-aspire and desire ka raw po kasi, it will cause you suffering. Pero ang turo naman sa Buddhism, pwede raw yun matanggal. Ang mga paghihirap, ang mga suffering na yan ay pwede ma-eliminate through the practice of the Eightfold Path. And ano naman yung Eightfold Path? So ayan po. All about right. Right view, right aspiration, right speech, right action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and right concentration. So ibig sabihin, dapat daw tama ang iyong pananaw, mga mithiin, mga salita, gawa, paano ka mamuhay, yung mga pagsisikap, pag-iisip, at tamang konsentrasyon. So kung i-analyze nyo, may point naman talaga yung principle ng Buddhism, no? Yung Four Noble Truths. If you follow the Eightfold Path, may iwasan natin yung suffering sa buhay. Next, another thing about Buddhist philosophy, according to them, man or woman is just a title o titulo ng limang parte na pinagsama-sama. So, ano ba yung mga pinagsama-sama niyan? Matter? Ay, sorry. Ba't nawala? Ayan. Matter. Ano ba nga ba yung matter in science? Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. So, I think ang tinutukoy dyan is yung physical na katawan natin. Meron din tayong sensation. What is sensation? Siyempre, yung senses natin. Perception. Perception is how we interpret yung mga nasa-sense natin. Kaya magkaiba yung sensing and perceiving. Mental constructs naman po, yan yung ating mga mental processes and consciousness. Pag sabing consciousness, syempre yung ating awareness, no? That we are here, we are awake. So tandaan po yan yung limang bumubuo sa isang tao. Pero ito ang laging tatandaan. Sabi sa Buddhism, man has no self or no soul. So with this statement alone, it greatly contradicts yung sinasabi sa Western concept that merong sense of self. Another thing, sabi nila, there is nothing permanent but change. And lastly, ignorance of this may lead to an illusion of selfhood. Meaning, if we try to ignore or disregard yung pananaw na wala naman talagang self, magkakaroon tayo ng false belief that we attain selfhood na tinatawag. Pag sinabi mong selfhood, yan yung counterpart sa Western ng tinatawag na parabang self-actualization. Next, the ideal o yung kanais-nais na ma-experience ay yung tinatawag nilang nirvana. So I don't know if you are familiar with the word nirvana, pero sa iba siguro pagka narinig nila yung nirvana, ang naiisip nila ay yung banda, no? Yung nirvana. So when you say nirvana, it literally means blowing out as of a lamp. It is a state of transcendence, devoid of self-reference. Pag sinabi nating transcendence, you are very whole, you are perfect, no? Pag sinabi mo namang devoid, kawalan. So, ito ay isang estado na kung saan wala kang masasabing self-reference. Walang ikaw. Kaya nga po wala silang kinoconsider na selfhood na tinatawag. Sir, pwede mo bang ma-attain yan? So according sa teaching ng Buddhism, it can be attained through meditation. Next. Haba-haba pa pala to, no? Nasa slide 26 pa lang ako o 44. So medyo bilisan natin ng konti kasi matagal tong mako-convert, no? Pag sinave ko mamaya. Number 3 is Confucianism. So it is based and found in the Analects or Conversation of Confucius. Pag sinabi po nating Analects, let me try to remember. Analects means a collection of short philosophical notes or extracts kung tawagin. Sa Confucianism naman po, ang kanilang paniniwala ay yung tinatawag nating Golden Rule. Pagka pinapa-recite or tinatanong ko to sa estudyante kung ano-anong mga nasasabi nila, no? Pero very basic lang naman po to, no? In Tagalog nga yan, wag mong gawin sa iba ang mga bagay na ayaw mong gawin din nila sa'yo. So do not do to others what you would not want them to do unto you. So with this statement, itong golden rule na to, it greatly represents yung tinatawag nating sociocentric self. Di ba? Because you take into consideration the community or the society or yung ibang tao. So ang pinaka-basic virtue nila or proper conduct o yung dapat gawin daw ng tao is malaman how they should act in relation to other people. Kasi do not do unto others nga what you would not want others to do to you. So meron naman po silang tinatawag na 5 cardinal relationship. So relationship between ruler and subject, father and son, husband and wife, brothers and friends. So it covers a lot, no? A lot of the different aspect that an individual could go through in life na pwede siya magkaroon ng relationship. Pag sinabi mong ruler and subject, wala naman na tayong hari at mga tagasunod niya, no, sa ngayong panahon, no? Paano mo i-apply yan, sir? Kunyari, ruler and subject. Someone in authority and someone that should submit to the authority. So you should identify how to act, no, in relation to that kind of situation. Kunyari, teacher, student, a boss and an employee, ruler and subject yon. Then another one is between father and son. O yan, very self-explanatory naman. Husband and wife, brothers, sa mga kapatid, and sa mga kaibigan nyo. Next, the individual's greatest mission of attaining self-realization, wherein self-cultivation is instrumental. Self-cultivation could be accomplished by knowing one's role in society and acting accordingly. So it answers nga itong 5 cardinal relationship. Knowing your role in society and knowing also how to act accordingly. Additionally, the individual is set to respond to what is socially required rather than to one's personal needs and goals. So it is very sociocentric. Talagang napaka-opposite po siya ng Western concept of self. Sabi nga dito, an individual is set to respond to what is socially required, not individually required. So you take into consideration the social condition, not because of your personal needs, your personal growth or whatever, no? So ayan po siya si Confucius. And last one, Taoism. So it is considered as a Chinese counterculture. They reject the Confucian idea of relational self. Meaning to say, yung number 3 natin kanina, lahat ng nasabi ko ron, nire-reject po nila yon ng Taoism. Kasi para sa kanila, the self is an extension of the cosmos, not of social relationship. Pag sinabi mo pong cosmos, yan po yung universe. Paano ba yung universe? I don't know. Hindi naman yata daigdig yun, no? Kung Tagalog. Basta pag sinabi natin universe, yan na yung buong kalawakan. Ayun, kalawakan. Universe is bigger than the galaxy. Yung galaxy kasi marami yan eh. Like the planet Earth or the solar system could be found in the Milky Way galaxy. At marami pa pong ibang galaxy. Ang lahat ng galaxy na yan ay nasa loob ng isang universe. Anyway, the Tao, hindi po tao ha. The Tao is commonly regarded as nature that is the foundation of all that exists. And according to them, but ganun, hindi wala akong transition. Anyway, according to them, the perfect man has no self. Selflessness is attained when the distinction between I and other dissolves. And ang pinaka-important aspect na ina-explain nila is that there should be a balanced life and harmony between nature and society. they really give prime importance sa nature, no? I forgot ano yung napanood kong movie na yun, pero kay Jet Li yun eh. Medyo sinaunang panahon na martial art, no, na actor. I have watched one of his movie about mga kara-karate na yan, kung fu, na kung saan nare-represent yung Taoism na yan. Kasi meron siya mga ginagawang action nun about martial arts na parang ang pinapahiwatig is nakokontrol niya yung hangin through his movements. Anyway, we're down to our last subtopic. Ito po yung comparative matrix of Western and Eastern approaches of understanding the self. Medyo mahaba to but I'll not go through it, no? Kasi napakahaba nga. Hindi nalalahatin pa. So I have here a table. Naka per slide po to, no? So ang title niya is Dimension. Pag sabi mong dimension, ano yung pinaka-focus natin? Then Western at Eastern. So yung dimension natin is about the frame of reference. So sa frame of reference, we could say that sa Western, separate ang religion and philosophy. And sa Eastern naman po, they are intertwined or parang magkabuhol, magkasama. Mga example ng school of philosophy or thought is, ayan po, sa Western, scholasticism, meaning about system yan ng mga theology and philosophy, like kay Aristotle. Rationalism, self-explanatory na yan, di ba? Rationalism, something that is rational and reasonable, something that could be explained. Empiricism, nabanggit ko na yan kanina. Something that could be measured, something that could be observed, something that could be experienced. Phenomenology naman po is about the individual's direct experience of anything, no, of situation. So all of it are rational. Sa kabila naman po, may halo siya mga belief and superstition. Ayan na yung four Eastern thought. Next, ayan, notable philosophers sa Western, ayan yung mga diniscuss natin. Sa Eastern naman po, ayan, si Confucius, Lao Tzu, Siddhartha Gautama. Sino ba si Lao Tzu? Isa siyang Taoist philosopher, D-A-O-I-S-T, Taoist. Next, source of knowledge, something that is made of reason sa Western rather than faith, no? Sa kabila naman, about intuition and religious beliefs. So magka-contrary talaga. Next, so analytic deductive, synthetic inductive. Ito, view of the universe and life. Ito magandang explain to. Sa Western, it is linear. Meaning to say, pag sinabi mo linear, parang isang linya, may pinagmulan, may katapusan, may start and end finish. Sa Eastern naman po, it is circular. Meaning, paikot-ikot lang, sabi nga ni Sarah Geronimo. Circular, kaya nga meron silang paniniwalang reincarnation. And yung iba po rito, I think we could just skip it, no? Pero ito muna, view of self, egocentric and sociocentric. Ayan, nabanggit na rin kanina, monotheistic, polytheistic. And yung sa ideal nila, sa Western, they believe that we could attain self-actualization through our personal growth. Sa Eastern naman, we should live a balanced life and we have to find our role in society. And ito, I think I could skip this. Ayan. And last one, sa cultural framework, personal success is important. So it is very individualistic and egocentric. Sa kabila naman, pinaka-importante, no, culturally speaking, is we must find and determine and find out our duty towards other people. And with that, natapos po natin ang lesson 6. With all honesty and actuality, kung ito po ay diniscuss natin ng face-to-face, aabutin to ng 1.5 oras, no? Pero I think ngayon, kung manghuhula ako, I think we are close to 50 minutes na. I'm just trying to guess, no? Anyway, I'll just sige, mag-open ka muna ako kasi mag-iiwan ako ng mga reminder. Reminder lamang po, no? For the midterm exam, I hope you already got your schedule. Kung wala pa po, makikita niyo naman po ito nakapost malapit sa may guardhouse, no? Sa mga bulletin board po doon. A very, very important reminder lamang sa midterm exam, please try to avoid unnecessary things, no, that would cause suspicion from your proctors na ikaw ay kumokopya, nagpapakopya o kung ano man. Sinabi ko na nga 'to sa ibang estudyante, mahigpit ang mga proctor or teacher nyo kapag major exam. Mas magiging mahigpit po talaga at maraming nahuhuli. Base po yan last semester lang. Marami po. Ako naman, as your prefect of discipline, ang tanging um, magagawa ko lang naman sa sitwasyon na yan will be ako yung taga-receive ng mga um, ano man tawag dito, incident report, no? Like yung mga cheating na yan. And I will be the only one handing out the sanction and suspension. So I hope, no? I hope sa year level nyo kasi kayo yung handle ko, walang mapapapunta sa guidance at sa office ko po, no? Sa prefect para ipatawag ang magulang nyo. So mag-aral kayong mabuti at huwag kayong kumapit sa patalim. At huwag kayong, kung mahuli man kayong nangongopya, huwag kayong magagalit sa proctor nyo. Kasi ginagawa lang lamang nila ang kanilang trabaho. Anyway, so mag-aral po kayo mabuti sa iba't ibang subject nyo, no? Wag lang sa UTS, lalo na doon sa mga importante. Sa tingin ko naman sa laboratory nyo is nauna na yata ang midterm. So alam nyo na yung kalagayan nyo, no? Sa mga ilan-ilang subject nyo. So with that, I think I don't have any more, no, to say. Doon lang sa mga section ko na minessage ko kanina lang about sa pagkakaroon ng quiz 3 this coming week. Please try to produce yung 2 pesos by Monday or Tuesday. Aabonohan ko na muna yung bayad nun, pero paki-collecting kayo. Okay po? So yun lamang po. Good night, goodbye, and see you all next week. Happy weekend and God bless. So stop video ko na po ito ha.